Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another video on the goddamn internet. God, I miss Leafy. Why can't the world be like 2016 again? But that's a rant for another video. So, today is going to be another one of those late night videos like I did with the last one. And today I want to talk about religion, where I stand, what I believe in, shit like that. So, what do I believe in? Personally, I would consider myself agnostic, meaning I think there could be a god, but I'm not 100% sure. I believe there's no proof either way. You can't prove it or disprove it. So that's what I believe in. Now, a lot of religious people have probably heard this like 1,000 fucking times, but well, where's the proof exactly? Now, there's lots of stories, anecdotes, personal experiences, the Bible, the Quran, the fucking Gita. Like, you have all these things, right? And people use that as evidence, which is, it's very interesting and all, but I guess I have a very high standard for proof, if that makes any sense. So one person could say, hey, I've experienced this personal thing. That's my proof. This is why I believe in God, that kind of thing. Whereas if that happened to me, I would still hold some sort of skepticism. Bit of an extreme example, but you get my point, right? Like I have a very high standard of what I consider 100% proof because in that example it wouldn't be proof per se, but it would just simply be evidence because there's a difference between evidence and proof. Evidence means bits and pieces that could make up the truth, sort of like a jigsaw puzzle, right? Evidence is only one piece of the jigsaw puzzle, whereas with proof basically means the completed jigsaw puzzle. Proof means there's 100%, it's 100% proven. It can't be disproven because of how much evidence there is, or rather how accurate that evidence is. Quality over quantity, of course. I mean, if anything, I believe in the possibility of aliens more than the possibility of God because the universe is quite big and the chances of us being the only living intelligent organisms in the entire universe, that's quite low because at least there is some ground, not proof, but there is some evidence that aliens could exist. Evidence number one, the humans, like the fact that we exist, that there could be another race just like us on another planet, maybe not human like, but it's possible because what us and aliens have in common is that we're living beings. There's that foundation that's already been established, which is intelligent life. And yeah, obviously God is intelligent as well, assuming he exists, but there isn't any foundation of any omnipotent beings out there. We haven't like we've never encountered anything like that before. I hope that point makes sense. But yeah. So for some people, reading the Bible, that's proof enough for them, but that's not proof enough for me. So my standard of proof is much more higher. Now, I'm not really weird about it, like r slash atheism, where like if you go on the front page, it's literally just people shitting on Christianity for no reason, specifically Christianity. Like it seems like it's the number one main target. Is this r slash atheism or r slash fuck Christianity? I mean, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's not Judaism. It's not Islam. Like they really have a hate burner for Christianity specifically for some reason. So I'm not weird about it like how Redditors are, but like I went in that subreddit hoping that it would be people talking about like, oh, how do you deal with the fact that there is no God looking out for you? Like shit like that, right? Even myself, I find myself coming to terms with that, and it's very very hard for me. I mean, like I said, he could exist, but even if he does, he hasn't shown himself to me, so it would be beneficial for me to act as though he doesn't exist. Like, I used to hate religion, but Not so much anymore because even though I'm a non-believer, I definitely recognize the benefits of it. And even myself, I find myself praying from time to time. Like, I find it quiet, cathartic, very relieving. Like, the idea that there's this omnipotent and all-powerful being looking out for me. Like, I find that a little bit comfortable on the surface, but once I realize the possibility that, oh, what if there really isn't anything out there? I kind of have a hard time dealing with that concept. But yeah, there's definitely lots of benefits for it. It's where trad beliefs come from. Trad beliefs, it's something that people are nostalgic for because it's not a very common belief system that's too common these days. I would say it's quite rare. So I like what they teach, right? Love thy neighbor. And not even just Christianity. I like what the majority of religions teach, which is just do good, do better, be better. It's a beautiful thing, really, but it's the God part that I don't really buy into too much personally. So I don't really hate religion these days, but it's definitely given me a false hope in the past. But I think now that I think about it, it's quite similar to the lottery. When you buy a ticket, you have a 1 in 170 millionth of a chance winning, or whatever the fuck the Powerball odds are. So that's quite low, but it's still possible. And I think that the fact that it's possible for you to win, I think that alone is enough for people to buy lottery tickets. And it's the same thing with a religion, kinda. It's possible that there's something out there. So I think that alone is enough for people to believe in certain religions. If I could pick any religion to believe in, what would I pick? And it's a very difficult question. Like, even the question itself was kind of weird because I would assume that religion is not exactly something you pick, it's just something that you're drawn to, if that makes any sense. And I guess my basis of deciding which one to pick, well, would be, the first question in this video. Where's the proof? Well, which religion has the most proof? So that would be like my basis of picking which religion I would believe in if I were to pick one. And none of them really resonate with me that much, or at least the ones with the gods. I think Buddhism fascinates me the most, probably because, like, as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong, but Buddhism, they don't really believe in gods. Reincarnation in particular has always fascinated me, but even so, I wouldn't. Yeah, I still don't believe that because, like I said, my standard of proof is much more higher than, it's very high. Because, like, there's lots of stories of kids, for example, talking about their past lives, kids who have no reason to lie whatsoever. But I guess I've always held the belief that there's always a logical explanation for everything. Maybe thinking about it too logically takes the humanity out of it. I mean, that could be the case, really, but that's just what I think. But I like what Buddhism teaches, like letting go of certain things, not being attached to too much, because once you let go, you're completely free, that kind of thing. But I mean, I wish more than anything in the world that reincarnation was real. There's definitely a lot of mistakes that I've made in the past that I'd like to rectify, and like, even though these mistakes don't make me the person that I am today, like, I still feel quite guilty about these mistakes to this day. One notable example would be the Feminine Saga. Like, even to this day, I still feel pretty bad about what happened, but she's cool with that. Like, I even remember asking her, "Hey, do you want me to take down the Feminine Saga? Do you want me to take down, those videos?" And she said no. So, yeah, she's cool with that. But even though she's cool with that, I still feel guilty about what I did. So that's why I would love to reincarnate so I could start a new save file IRL, so to speak. Karma has always fascinated me as well, which basically means that the idea that the more good you do in the current life, the higher chance of you reincarnating as something great in the next life. So if you're a good boy, you might reincarnate as a Giga Chad or a dog, in which your owner's a really cute Floyd. Take the dog pill. No, I'm just kidding. But, oh, it just started raining. My video just got 100 times better. I don't know if you could hear that, but anyway. I also like karma because I like the idea that doing good, I like the idea of if I do something good, I'll be rewarded with something good back. But then I start thinking, and that's not good when you start thinking. Yeah, thinking is for fags. I want to be a brainlet. Oh, wait. But the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't really buy into the idea that justice is rooted into the cosmos and rooted into the universe. Like, I don't think the universe is that binary. I don't think the universe has this human idea of justice if someone bad does something really terrible to you. I don't think you should rely on the universe or rely on God to enforce justice for you. I mean, because yeah, it's comforting to believe that if someone does something really horrible to you, that then one day something really horrible will happen to them. I find that comforting, but in the end, yeah, there are bad people in which good things happen to them, and there are good people in which bad things happen to them. I think the only way to get that justice is, for you yourself to take action and then, enforce that justice against them. Now, luckily, we already have a system like that in place, the court system. Now, obviously, the court system is really fucking shit, but my point is, there are other vices of justice that you could refer to rather than relying on an omnipotent being to fuck some guy over who cut you off in traffic or some shit like that, right? I mean, obviously, like, if you're like a horrible person, the chances of you having justice handed back to you back would be pretty high, right? Like, eventually, because if someone's like, a dick all the time, you would think that eventually they'll like piss off the wrong person, and then that person will, enact justice against, the first person. If they're like a inherently shitty person, I think eventually they'll get what's coming to them, right? Law of attraction, but less autistic, right? The idea that your mood, it will rub off on other people. If you're joyous and happy, whole, joyous, fuck, I already said that, happy, that will also rub off on other people as well. So law of attraction, but less autistic, because like I used to believe in the autistic version of law of attraction. Like I've already made a video about that shit as well. But for those who don't know, law of attraction, it's basically the idea that by sheer thought alone, you can make certain events happen. Like you can manifest wealth. You can manifest your ex texting you back. You can do anything by sheer thought alone. I used to believe in that, but not anymore. The autistic version, anyway. And surprise, surprise, r/law of attraction is autistic about it as well. I think Reddit takes certain ideologies too far and fuck it all up. Because I think there is some truth to the law of attraction. Like I said, if you're happy and joyous, yeah, other people around you will be joyous. Joyous. I believe in that part, but I don't believe in that fucking magic shit. And I think there's a lot of truth with atheism. There's truth in religion. There's like I don't have any set ideology. I take bits and pieces of truth from each ideology to come up with my own conclusion, because I try not to be too dogmatic about it. I try to be as versatile as possible with my beliefs. So would I think the world would benefit if religion stopped existing? Well, look, I think it depends on the people, right? I think if every single person on earth was disciplined enough to have these core religious beliefs without religion, like, being trad, no degeneracy, to name a few. Like, if every single person can have the discipline to hold these beliefs without religion, then yeah, I think the world would do fine without religion. But I think in the end, humans, including me, well, especially me, are very weak minded. No matter how disciplined a human is, in the end, when you're staring into the abyss, I don't think any human in the world would be able to handle that. And what do I mean by staring into the abyss? Well, I mean, like, dealing with the fact that there is no God, that there is no being looking out for us, the fact that we're all fucking alone, right? And if we want shit done, we gotta do it ourselves. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe the term weak is too inaccurate of a term. I don't think most humans are weak minded. I just think humans are just human. I think it's because we have our humanity is why we're not able to look in the void, look into the abyss, without feeling helpless. I mean, only an emotionless robot could achieve that feat. So yeah, humans aren't weak, they're just human. And I think like 99% of humans aren't able to cope with staring into the abyss. It's just too much. They need us humans, okay? We need hope. We need something to believe in, right? Sort of like Rango.
So you want something to believe in, Spoons? Believe in me.
Rango, he was my hero when I was 11. You know what I mean? And he still is at 23. But Rango, he was basically like this sheriff that gave the town of Dirt hope. Because before he was in the picture, the town didn't have fucking hope. They were running out of water. Fucking, Drew Turtle. He was like putting estrogen in the water. Anyway, you should watch Rango. It's a good fucking movie. Yeah, we need hope, right? We need something to believe in. And everyone's different, right? Some people they need a god to believe in. Some people they have a sheriff to believe in. Some people even believe in lotto tickets. Yours truly definitely does. Some people believe in the black pill or the blue pill or the red pill. We all have things that we believe in that gives us hope. I'm sure you have something that you believe in. Could be anything. So even though I'm not religious necessarily, I definitely recognize the benefits of it. Like even more so today, I think. Yeah, I think this world needs religion more than ever now. I don't know which one, but I just wish God would just show himself to us already and put an end to all of this clown world woke shit. Like they even fucking infiltrating the churches now and shit. Like I saw this video of this one priest. He was talking about how like, oh, drag is holy and that drag is the yeah, which is obviously incredibly fucked up. I mean, yeah, you could make the argument that oh, the churches are groomers as well. They're indoctrinating kids since childbirth, essentially. But I'd rather a kid grow up in a church rather than a kid growing up in Reddit or a drag queen show. So I wish more than anything in the world for God to be real so he can put an end to all of this fucking madness and fix everything. But the way I see it is I don't want to rely on him. If he can't go to heaven, then try and make one here on earth. To quote a random comment on the internet, what does heaven look like? And the answer was, follow the star of Bethlehem in your heart and find out. So it would be nice if God came down and put an end to Clown World and all that shit. But if you want to get rid of Clown World, you gotta do that shit yourself. Like, I know some American states passed some pretty based laws lately, so hopefully that'll carry out to the rest of the world. Laws like criminalizing drag queen shit in front of children. I think that's a good law. So it's actions like that, you see, where you can create your own heaven here on Earth. But yeah, that's my stance on religion pretty much. Think I'm gonna go pray, but I don't think anyone would be listening anyway. In a way, I feel kinda egotistical for even praying because why would an all powerful creator give a shit about me? I'm not saying people who pray are egotistical, but I'm just saying that's how I feel about myself. Anyway, thank you for watching my gay video. It's over.